When Hunger Knocked Part 3. Change rarely announces itself with a trumpet. Sometimes it shows up quietly, one decision at a time. Amara's first day on the farm didn't feel like a grand transformation. It felt like punishment. The soil was dry and stubborn. Her hands unused to the weight of a hoe. Blistered before midday, the sun pressed down hard, and every step felt heavier than the last. But something had shifted. She didn't leave. She didn't complain. She didn't walk back to her mat beneath the mango tree. Instead, Amara stayed, quietly, clumsily, but willingly. Her siblings watched her, unsure if it would last. Her mother said nothing, but for the first time in a long time. Her eyes followed Amara with something close to hope. The next morning, Amara rose early again. She tied a wrapper, carried her basket, and walked the same path to the farm. No one had to tell her what to do. The others still worked faster. Better, longer, but Amara no longer felt out of place. She was learning slowly, and that mattered. Days turned into weeks. Her back hurt less, her hands toughened. She began to understand the rhythm of the land, the way to dig yam without bruising it. How to tell when cassava was ready. How to balance her pace so she wouldn't burn out before midday. She wasn't just working. She was becoming. And in her quiet growth, something beautiful happened. Respect returned. Her siblings, once cold and dismissive, began to share space with her. They offered water during breaks. They joked with her again. They no longer saw her as a burden, but as part of the team. Even her mother softened. She still didn't praise Amara with grand words. But there was food set aside after the day's work. There was a slight smile when Amara passed by carrying a full basket. There was peace. Amara didn't need applause. She felt it in her body, in her soul, in the way she no longer dreaded the day. One evening, after a long day on the farm, Amara sat under the mango tree, not in laziness, but in rest. Her body ached, but her heart was full. A breeze rustled the leaves, and for the first time in a long time, the shade felt earned. Her mother came out of the kitchen, wiping her hands. "You're becoming a woman," she said simply. Amara looked up, surprised. "Not because you work," her mother continued, "but because you chose to." That night, as they shared roasted maize around the fire, Amara felt something she hadn't felt in seasons: belonging. Not because she demanded it, because she built it. A few days later, a young girl from the village came by, dragging her feet and yawning loudly. She flopped down next to Amara and sighed. "Why are you always working? Doesn't it get boring?" Amara smiled, remembering how she once asked the same. "Because life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you earn." The girl rolled her eyes and laughed, thinking it was just a saying. But Amara had lived it. She had seen what hunger does, not just to the stomach, but to the spirit. She had felt the sting of being left behind. And she had chosen a new path. Not perfect, not easy, but hers. And this time she wouldn't sleep through it. To be continued. Follow to see what becomes of Amara's journey.